once again. Praises to Yahweh, to our Shem, our Shad, our Shem, Rakakash. So, I don't really know how we should start this. Well, they did it. They cut the food stamps. Kawadi Alba, Hashem, Yahushai. Let the nigga them convince niggas about to start losing their mind. And it's like, nothing is by coincidence. The government did it right before so-called Thanksgiving, and now it's gonna bleed into all the other so-called holidays, like Christmas. You see, like when people don't have money to really celebrate Thanksgiving, go get the dinners because they was dependent on that EBT. Now any money that they did have, they're gonna need to use it on their necessity. There's no money to splurge anymore. And then that's gonna bleed into so-called Christmas into 2026.
Yeah, so basically with this government shutdown and it affecting SNAP, it's gonna have an insidious effect on the economy. And it really can't be for no other reason why they did the SNAP cut, whatever.
This is Jeremiah 25:4. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh hath sent unto you all his servants the prophets, rising early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened, nor inclined your ear to hear. They said, Turn ye again, now everyone from his evil way, and from the evil of your doing, and dwell in the land of the Lord Yahweh, hath given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever." And you know, this is the time you're supposed to be getting right with the Lord. Because you're going to need a covering. We're going to need protection more than ever in the time to come. And while you was turning it off, putting off the day of the Lord, you're not going to have that protection when you need it most.
Come through corrections, you better have protection. Hey, because that's the times we headed into. You know, scriptures speak about, what is it, Revelation 12, how we're going to have to be beheaded. Get that scripture real quick. Because more hell's getting ready to break loose. And that's the intent behind them cutting food stamps. Because they want there to be all-out chaos to ensue. I'm telling you, it really can't be for no other reason, because the money's there. They can cover the SNAP.
Right.
But they're deliberately not doing it. So one, you have to question why.
This is Revelation 20:4. "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they will live and reign with Yahushai 1,000 years."
Yeah, because that's where it's headed. It's headed towards that. They're going to collapse the economy, and then they're going to bring in the digital ID. The next thing you know, it's going to be the MOTV. So they want all hell to break loose, like I said. They want people to be out there rioting or looting, so that they can have a reason to bring in martial law or the Insurrection Act.
Going on Jeremiah 25:6, it says, "And go not after other gods to serve them, and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt. Yet ye have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord Yahweh, that ye might provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own heart, to your own hurt. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, because ye have not heard my words, behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon my servant, and will bring them against this land, and against the inhabitants thereof, and against all nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and make them an astonishment, and an hissing, and perpetual desolations. Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the sound of the millstone and the light of the candle. And that was the point. You see, the Lord, the times we're entering into, he's turning the heat up. So now people are more destitute and depressed than ever. Because people don't have any money to spend on things they want. All their money goes to the things they need. And what kind of life is that to live? You know?
They'll figure it out. They'll max out their credit cards.
Right. Max out their credit cards, start selling ass. All kind of stuff is about to go down here. Because people just don't got it no more.
Yeah, depending on what state you're living in, it could be worse. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them red states that really, was a part of the movement with DJT, they really rely on government programs. And
right.
Now look.
They're working at Walmart as a greeter with 2 teeth in their mouth.
Or they at the cashier. They're a cashier at Walmart. Or they stocking shelves, making like $9 an hour.
Not even making $30,000 a year, you know. But this is everybody's situation, you know. Nobody's really doing that well. Even if you would make a $70,000 job, depending on where you live at, that ain't shit. You were no more better off than somebody making $30,000 in a low-income community. Like there was this article. No, I believe it was on the news or something, where it was like people that make $77,000 to $80,000 a year can't, apply for a home that's $400,000.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
And that hasn't been the case in 50 years. And now this is the time we're entering into.
Yeah, so if you make $77,000 and you're by yourself, you're gonna need a wife.
Right.
You're gonna need a family member to move in with.
You're gonna buy that house, now you gotta rent out a room to cover your mortgage.
Who wants to do all that? Like, who really wants to live that way? I thought the whole point of coming to America is to live the American dream, buy your house, with the white picket fence, have your own success. That's always been pushed.
That's over with. Them days are long gone.
Yeah, but it's like now you really can't do that. Them days is just over with.
Here it is. You people are still gonna go into college, going to do all this, acquire all this debt to try and get ahead. You're gonna take a step forward and take 2 steps back, rather than just understanding the world you live in and just let it go and trust in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Put all your faith and knowledge put all your faith into this knowledge. And maybe you can get saved. Maybe you'll have some substance in the end. Because you ain't got no substance right now.
You don't even got no food.
Nothing. Your woman is against you. Everything you have, you renting or you leasing it. You don't have nothing.
You don't have the basic necessities of life. What's the point of the government if you can't even qualify for any of these programs when you're in your time of need? Isn't that what it's there for?
Right.
Like when you fall on hard times, you apply for EBT or Section 8. That was the intent of it.
Yeah. Again, Jeremiah 25 and 10. It says, moreover, I will take, let me read in the NLT. See how it reads. Jeremiah 25 and 10 in the NLT. It says, I will take away your happy singing and laughter. The joyful voices of bridegrooms and brides will no longer be heard. Your millstones will fall silent, and the lights in your homes will go out. See, it said the millstone will fall silent.
There's not gonna be no more jobs.
Right, the job market is terrible. You got people competing for regular jobs like a Walmart greeter, working as a cashier or something like that. Something that should be so easy to get. You got people, having to actually compete for these kind of jobs.
And then now, the jobs that are really paying or that you really want to pursue, you're in competition with people that have a lot of experience within the field that you may have experience in. They got laid off from their job. Did you hear about the Amazon cuts and the UPS layoffs? And from understand, the UPS layoffs was really done around like the white collar jobs. So your little comfy desk job, working on a computer, is not going to be replaced by AI.
11th verse. It says this
And then like even like the more arduous work, like working in an Amazon warehouse, that's about to be replaced by robots. So it's like AI is coming for all the jobs, really. And it's about to come down to like the classics. You know what I'm saying? Like having a skill or a trade. You know what I'm saying? So nobody really ever wanted. Like skills and trades became unpopular over the years. People just figured like, hey, let me get my degree. My degree is always gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? But now you're seeing how your degree is worthless.
you're gonna always need an electrician. You're gonna always need a plumber. This is Jeremiah 25:11 in the NLT. It says, this entire land will become a desolate wasteland. Israel and her neighboring lands will serve the king of Babylon for 70 years. I made the point. But like you said, with AI, the lies that Babylon pushed, that AI would be working along employees. It will help assist you in your work. But now it's so good, it's taking your work from you. It advanced. Like when did AI come into effect when you really started hearing about it? Like it was only a few years ago. And look at where it is today, like how advanced it got.
I said a year ago.
That's what I'm saying. Look at how advanced it is in just that little bit of time. So God forbid we hear another 5 years. Let's just say put 2 more years on it. You're gonna be out of work. Like it's only moving forward. It's not moving backwards.
I heard their plan is within 10 years, nobody's gonna own a car. And I can see that too because, you know, with these independent mechanics that are outside of the dealership, you really can't bring a new car to them and they know how to fix it. Because nowadays these cars is hybrids, or they're electric. So these independent, they don't know what they're doing. They could just do the basics, maybe. You can't bring a Tesla to an independent mechanic. Even certain hybrids, they're gonna mess your car up. They're not even gonna know what they're doing. So now, really, the only way you get a new car anyway is if you're leasing it or you're renting it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you have an older car and you own the title to it, and factor in that they're trying to bring in tariffs, make it harder and harder to find parts. People just gonna be like, yo, you know what? I'm not even gonna have an older car. I'm just get a new car. You know what I'm saying? You get a new car, like I said, you're not gonna own it. New cars is like $30,000 to $40,000 to start.
Base model.
So I wouldn't even say mechanics is like safe, unless you're working for the dealership. That's probably not even safe. They probably gonna replace them with robots too. You're gonna train robots using humans, and then the humans is gonna be put to the side.
The most the human gonna do is just plug the machine up. That's it. Service the machines. Like
And that's what they figure. Like they probably think, why don't we just replace humans with robots, and that way the humans can collect the UBI and the robots do all the work.
And in your head, you think, nah, there's no way they can do that. That's gonna be too expensive. They're willing to put the money up front now.
And it may even sound good to you too, because a lot of people is burnt out anyway. They're tired of working.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They might accept it.
People was fed that AI is gonna help you, assist you in your job, but it's really gonna take away your job. You would think, like, I remember when I was hearing stuff like this years ago, I'd be like, nah, even if it does come, it's gonna be a long time from now, because it's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too expensive for these companies to do it. But if you think about it from a business standpoint, yeah, you're putting all that money up front now, but you're gonna benefit on the back end. And now you don't gotta pay people a salary, you don't gotta pay for their benefits, none of that. And if you have the mindset that, yeah, we're gonna be here forever, it sounds like good business to me. This is Isaiah 24:1. It says, behold, the Lord Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof.
12 sides of Israel.
And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his masters, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with her buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the griever of usury to him. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. I'm gonna keep going. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Because this earth is out of whack. It's okay? Yeah, it's okay. Nah, come on.
Because the Lord, he knew what he was doing. He had everything put in its proper order to benefit the world. But what did Esau Edom do? He put the remix on it and literally flipped everything upside down to destroy it and make people's lives harder, but he gets all the benefits in the end. Because really, if you have control over the money, you have control over everything. You have say over everything.
You have control over the food, you have say over everything too.
Yeah.
That's why this is a war that they're starting. They're starting a food war.
Right.
And food is very important. Like I said, it's a basic necessity of life. So when people don't have food,
Right.
they start making rational decisions.
There's no substitute for food. You gotta eat.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like a luxury, like having a vehicle. You could always take public transportation. Yeah.
So I want to see what's about to happen next. Like, how long is this snap going to be cut? Is this a death of food stamps? Is it ever going to come back? And if it does, are they going to come with the stipulations? Who the hell's going to work for food stamps? I mean, except the people that are already practically doing it, that work at Walmart, and they from like Ohio or like Arkansas or something. That work 20 hours a week just to qualify for food stamps.
Isaiah 24:6. It says, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of Tabaret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth.
The joy of the heart ceases. Because it's just not fun living on this earth now anymore.
Nah, it's too expensive.
Playtime is over.
It's too expensive.
You could just forget about buying a house. Nobody close to buying a house.
That's literally a dream. Like,
They say that this is the type of market where you got the most houses sitting. Nobody's really buying anything, so they got high inventory. Yet these houses are so expensive. Interest rates are so high. So when people have doubts, they do nothing.
That's why you have something called doom spending, because people understand like the American dream is too far out their reach. So people are just spending money on just doing things that make them happy in the moment. There is no saving. They're not saving up to get a home because they know that's too far away. That's like an impossible goal to reach now in America.
Yep. Doomsday spending.
You getting a decent house, you're paying for maybe 3 bedrooms, a decent square footage, maybe $800,000. Like, it's not even worth it. Isaiah 24:9, it says, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Entertainment is gone. It's not there. Like, it's not enough. Like, people used to get by. They used to just be happy watching sports, football, basketball, baseball. But now you mix it in the gambling. people can't even have one without the other now. So what does it tell you about the state of a society? Gambling is at a high, and it's being pushed upon people that live in the hood or that are poor. You know what I'm saying?
The entertainment is gone in America like that. Like nothing is fun no more. Everything is boring. All they doing is remixing some shit that's from like the 90s. Like there's nothing new and inspiring, invigorating. Like everything is just played out now. Like this shit is washed. America is done. This shit is played out. If you had any sense at all, you'll get right with the Lord and come deal with this word, or get the hell out of America. Those are your only two options. If you trying to stay here, you really just screwing yourself over. You're trying to build up a life here. You wasting your time, effort, and energy. Put it into something that could benefit you in the times to come.
That's why the goal is to make it out of here.
Right. Either go to another country, but with us, we try and get the hell out of we just want a whole new world in general. We want America to be destroyed already.
The only upside to going to another country is like avoiding the missile. That's really
Exactly.
it. That's really it.
You might have a decent, I would say you have a better quality of life too. Yeah, life will probably be a little bit harder, but shit, at least you have something to show for it. You ain't got nothing to show for in America. All these years you've been toiling. What you got? Isaiah 24:11 again. It says, there is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And the city is left desolation. And the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaming grapes when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord Yahweh. They shall cry aloud from the sea. That's important. I'm gonna go to the NLT. I started the Isaiah 24:4 in the NLT. It says, the earth mourns and dries up, and the crops waste away and wither. Even the greatest people on earth waste away. If you gotta think, even with these with the food stamps being cut, now the grocery stores are being affected. So now they're gonna be sitting on a lot of inventory. So what's gonna make grocery stores keep ordering more inventory? Now the work that the farmers put in, those crops and stuff, they're gonna go bad because they have nobody to sell them to.
Yeah, because EBT accounted for 25% of the economy in grocery stores. So that's money that they're missing out on.
Right. So now all the crops that they harvested, they're not gonna be able to sell them in time. They're just gonna go bad. I'm telling you, this thing affects everybody. It's a trickle-down effect. Even if you're not on food stamps, even if you work, you're still gonna be affected some way, somehow.
I'd give it a week or two. Really haven't seen that yet because it's only the first.
Right. I'm telling you, once that so-called Thanksgiving roll around, you're gonna see it really get turned up. Moving into that so-called Christmas season, that Christmas spirit.
People gonna be like, yo, y'all still ain't cut the food stamps back though?
Right.
They're gonna start getting mad. They gonna have to do what they gotta do.
Christmas canceled this year. Isaiah 24:5 in that note. It says the earth suffers for the sins of its people, for they have twisted God's instructions and violated his laws and broken his everlasting covenant. Therefore a curse consumes the earth. Its people must pay the price for their sins. They are destroyed by fire, and only a few are left alive.
That curse is the missiles. That's it. Let's look at the final judgment.
It says the grapevines waste away, and there is no new wine. All the merrymakers sigh and mourn. The cheerful sound of tambourines is stilled. The happy cries of celebration are heard no more. The melodious chords of the harp are silent. Because really like this place is done. Like even so-called Halloween that just passed, ain't nobody knock on my door. Like I ain't see kids really out here like that in costumes. Like this shit is over with.
I'm maybe seeing like one family.
Like it's
And,
washed.
and the vibes is off.
This shit is played out now.
If anything, people have more fun like dressing up than like going to parties. Which that's folly, man.
Where you just escape. You just trying to escape your reality.
Yeah, how you a grown man getting up, putting together a costume for Halloween,
Doing the face paint and all that, going all out.
whole costume.
That's a whole demon.
I seen LeBron do that. Like a lot of these NBA players, they do that. But that goes to show that they don't live in the real world.
Right.
They just should be trying to have fun.
It says Isaiah 24:9 in the NLT. It says, "Gone are the joys of wine and song. Alcoholic drink turns bitter in the mouth. The city withers in chaos. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. Mobs gather in the streets crying out for wine. Joy has turned to gloom. Gladness has been banished from the land." See, when the food runs out, people gonna have to lock their doors, really, bearing the hatches to make sure people don't break in and steal their shit. People gonna be crying out in the streets for some help, some substance. Since the government can't do nothing for them, they're gonna need some help some way.
It's gonna get bad to the point where the only thing you can do is trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's
Right.
it.
What are you gonna do if you don't have that? You're gonna resort to going crazy. You're gonna be stealing, looting,
I
rioting.
don't care if you got money saved up and you don't have it in the bank, you got it on you or whatever. What the hell you gonna do with money when all outbreaks loose? Or when it's like societal collapse? You gonna go to the store, pull out a wad of cash,
You a
but
victim.
yo, let me pay for this. Yeah, you
You
gonna
a
turn
vic.
into a victim.
You a Vic. They're gonna be waiting on you at the door.
So what is money gonna do for you? That's why the scripture said that gold and silver will not save you from the day of the Lord. What is your food reserves gonna do for you? You know what I'm saying? That's only gonna get you but so far.
Right. That's why if you putting your faith in that, you through. You better trust the Lord. Again in Isaiah 24:11 in the NLT. It says, "Mobs gather in the streets crying out for wine. Joy has turned to gloom. Gladness has been banished from the land. The city is left in ruins, its gates battered down. Throughout the earth, the story is the same. Only a remnant is left, like the stray olives left on the tree, or the few grapes left on the vine after harvest." It says, "But all who are left shout and sing for joy. Those in the west praise the Lord's majesty." That's it. That's the part right now.
This guy must be loaded.
Ain't got nothing better to do on a Saturday evening.
This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. "There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place." So in this society, all sorts of nonsense, folly is really set in a place where it's glorified. It's not frowned upon. Really, if this was a righteous society, all of these pagan holidays would be frowned upon. Nobody would celebrate them. People would ban them. But you can really do whatever you want to do in this society. And the rich sitting in a low place are the ones that have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the Most High. They know that this world isn't supposed to be like this. They know that they're the gods on this earth, crave of the crop. Yeah, look at us. Subject to payments, or subject to having our oppressors over us.
Just having to exist here.
That's really just all it is. 'Cause we're not living, we just existing.
knowing what you know and having to just be amongst the people, like in this world where they think that this is how everything is supposed to be. They don't see nothing wrong with it.
You gotta trade 40, 50 hours of your time just for a simple paycheck.
For your necessities, so you can afford your necessities. And if you're blessed, you have some money left over. Like, it's really a world where people were like, they want to keep this shit going.
Like, they think that this is as good as it gets.
Right.
We could be living so much better than this.
Like, really, like, if you don't dress up for Halloween, or you don't acknowledge it, or you don't celebrate it, we're living in a world where people think something's wrong with you. But they don't understand that, no, it's something wrong with them. So you just gotta get the fuck up out of here. Especially like the colder, when the cold seasons start to run in, start to come in, it even makes you even more mad. Like, yo,
You mean the cold season?
like when it start getting cold, winter start coming in, we still gotta be out here preaching to these people. It vexes you a little bit. Like, damn, Lord, we still out here preaching to these motherfuckers. They not getting it. It's like, how much longer? This is Ezekiel 7:19. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
Oh, go to the bank. Get your money out the bank. You know that I'm hearing that there's about to be an influx of bank runs due to the economic situation.
An influx of what?
An influx of bank runs, meaning people are going to the bank and withdrawing their money. Because, one, you got a lot of people that are getting laid off. Also, SNAP is cut. And again, there's just not a lot of jobs out there to go around. So people aren't getting, the banks aren't getting direct deposits. So it's having like a trickle down effect.
And the money, like the bank, like they don't really have all that money on hand. You got fractional reserve banking, which if you know anything about that, that's a motherfucking scam. All this shit is coming to an end. We see it clear as day. That was it.
While you're looking for that, there's actually more to read in Ecclesiastes 10. Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So servants upon horses is really our enemies in Esau and Edom. They're the ones that have been put in the power seat, so to say. And that's not really how it was supposed to be in the beginning. Because remember the story of Esau and Jacob, and how the oldest brother is supposed to serve the youngest brother? It's not like that right now. Right now, we're serving Esau, our older brother. If you want to still call us brothers. I'll read it again. Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon horses. So we're supposed to be princes. Prince of power, Yasharala, gods of this earth. And just look how we live it, man. It's not good.
This is Proverbs 24:1. It says, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding is it established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, a man of knowledge increaseth strength. So this, what we out here doing, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, that's the true riches. This is going to be, what's going to get you into the kingdom, to that true wealth. Because here, money really isn't worth anything, really. It's just worth what people say it is, the faith that people have in it. But the times that we're coming into, people are going to have no faith in the money. Like we just read. It's going to be cast out in the streets like it's nothing. As soon as that MOTB gets implemented, what good is your money going to be? Proverbs 24:6, it says, for by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in multitude of counselors there is safety. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. See, because when the Lord is turning it up and it gets hotter and hotter, that's him purifying you to see if you are true. But if you give up and you go back in the world like, I can't do this no more, that just goes to show your faith was small. And you really haven't turned away from this place.
You fold under the hour of temptation.
Yeah.
When they start administering the chips.
That goes to show you wasn't really of this thing. You wasn't really in it. Your faith was small. Really, you gotta endure this thing to the end. No matter what hell you catch, you still expected to, give your all to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, believe, not be faint-hearted. It says, if thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if thou sayest, behold, we knew it not, doeth not he that pondereth the heart consider it, and he that keepeth thy soul doeth not he know it, and shall not he render to every man according to his works?
Yeah, every man according to his works. So when you do good, you're going to receive blessings. You do bad, you're going to get what you deserve. And our hope is that at the end of the day, our good outweighs our bad. Because really, none of us is perfect.
It says, my son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul.
Yep, so wisdom is likened unto honey. You ever put honey on your bread roll? Spices things up. And that's like the truth. Like spices your life up. You was out here living before you was in the truth. You was just living a simple, regular life. You didn't know what the hell was going on. You didn't really know what to make of the world. Once you come into the knowledge of the truth, you start looking at things differently. I wish I had this knowledge my whole life. But things happen for a reason. And the scriptures also say how time and chance happens to everybody.
Says, my son, eat thou honey because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. For a just man falleth 7 times, and raiseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Yeah, just man falls 7 times, but gets back up. For somebody who's wicked, they always just gonna fall into mischief. wicked is really the people that run this world today. Powers that be, the ones that got the power to turn your food stamps off. That's just evil.
In the times when people need him the most, he cut it off. That goes to show you who you're dealing with. You're dealing with Satan.
Dealing with the devil. Remember Trump said, I'm not sure I'm going to make it to heaven.
Right.
Because, yeah, you're right. This is your heaven. So live it up.
And he knows the sins he committed more than anybody else. So he knows, nah, I don't even, if heaven is a thing, I don't even qualify for it.
Dude's a straight user. Remember he was saying how, yeah, oh, the blacks are my friends. Oh, I love the veterans. America first. But your actions say otherwise.
Right.
So, at what point are these politicians going to start feeling the heat? When are the people going to start doing something? When are they going to go out and protest or march or whatever? Do something. Because you're clearly getting played. They did the, what was it, the No Kangs protest? They was hoping that something would come up out of that rising. You know, maybe some type of violence, but they didn't. It was peaceful. So now the next thing, they was like, you know what? Let's cut their food off.
Right.
They gonna do something now.
Gotta do something now.
Cause they want a reason to bring in martial law, man.
When you hungry, you angry too. Ain't gonna be no peaceful protest if your ass is hungry. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And this is all that we're saying about how, there's going to be famine. This is all prophecy. This isn't something that we just saw a headline and we just came out here and just put it together. Like, we knew this was going to come. It's prophecy. It has to come. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee.
Incredulity means disbelief. So some people might say, like, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Like, it's getting so bad out here, people are really going to have to, they're going to understand, oh, this is what those men out there are talking about.
They're going to have to ponder and consider that we was right.
Right.
And then that's when they're going to be looking for more answers. But by then, it's going to be too late because the famine of the word has set in.
Right.
The time is going to come where we ain't going to be out here anymore. We're not going to be doing any more videos.
It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For
sword, famine, death, and destruction. So, famine is looking like what's going to happen due to the snap cuts. Food shortages. People are going to resort to just smashing and grabbing.
right.
And that's why Walmart, they have their plans set in place to only accept online orders. You can't come into the store. They're like, nah, we're going to nip this in the bud.
They already know. They know what time it is. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more, as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Souls of the just complain. That's what we do on a daily basis. We're like, yo, how long we gotta keep going? Like, ignoring.
Wake up every morning, you gotta go to work, you complaining. How much longer you gotta deal with this shit?
We just want to wake up in the kingdom. That's what we want.
Right? In peace.
nice castle, big house, whatever your heart desires.
Right. It says, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Yep.
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Where you at with it?
So 2nd Hedges 15.
It's deep. So our people, they've been bamboozled. They've been led astray.
Hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Run amok. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
And Egypt is a code name for America. The Lord is going to make things right for us.
It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plagues.
The foundation of Egypt shall be smitten. So what's the foundation of America, in this country? Really, it's like the government, you could say.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fall, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world.
Yeah, so any plans that you have, that's going to be derailed.
Right.
You want to plan 10, 20 years into the future, you think you're still going to be here? The way things is looking, we ain't got that much time. Hell no. I'd be surprised if we make it past 2027, 2026. You know what I'm saying? Well, who knows? We could be here until 2030 because that's their whole plan and agenda. But the scriptures do say that the Lord is going to take them out before they even reach the pinnacle of their NWO. And the scriptures also say for the elect's sake, those days will be short. So hopefully the Most High does his thing. He just ends this captivity.
Right. Before they could fill their bellies, meaning, fulfill their works,
Right.
It's like Hedges 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Because it's going to be civil unrest, civil war. People are going to be rebelling against their local officials, and even the feds. And it's really going to have to do with the way, like, the quality of life is. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it starts, History repeats itself. You're going to have people from low-income neighborhoods and the dregs of society that's poverty-stricken. They're going to be moving into these nice neighborhoods and running up in their shit, trying to get their shit. This is nothing new. We've seen this through every civilization. Now it's just America's turn. That's it.
That's why gated communities exist, because they know that they don't want to live around poor people. These rich Edomites.
Right. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Yeah, because you're going to be shut off from moving freely due to a situation like martial law. You're going to have a curfew. You may not be able to leave the state. Remember that video I showed you where that lady was breaking it down? What's about to happen once she cut off the food? People are gonna start banding together, whether it be like gangs or youth. They're gonna, yeah. And then they're gonna start raiding stores or breaking into the rich people's houses, taking what they have, rebelling against the military, whatever order that the government tries to keep, it's gonna be rebellion.
They show you that in all these NWO movies, how you're gonna have people banding together, traveling in packs, running into stores, seeing what's in there, gathering what they can. Like, that's just gonna be the times. It's gonna be real. Y'all look at it as just TV, it's just entertainment. But they're really programming you to get you to understand this is what's to come. It says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, men shall be afraid, because you're supposed to be the man of the house. You're supposed to be the protector, and you can't even really do that. You're placed in a position where you really can't protect your family. And like I said, at that point, you're gonna have to put your trust and faith in God.
It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Because of the lack of bread. So there's gonna be food shortages.
Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the thing that they have done to them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense their bosom, thus saith the Lord God.
That's it, right?
Yeah, we can stop there. Let's go, Sean.
People ain't gonna have money to buy food either. That's another thing.
There we go. This is Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 16. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight, and with care, and they shall drink water by measure, and with astonishment. You see, imagine how bad it has to be for them to start having to ration out the food. You got to start really considering how much you eat, how much you drink. Like,
You're gonna have to start going up into your reserves now. You be like, you know what? Since this is the last of the last, we gotta stretch it.
right? It says that they may want bread and water, and be astonished one with another, and consume away for their iniquity. That's it on that.
I got one. 2 Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. You want to bring it down?
Say I read that again?
2 Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Yeah, it's talking about how like the stores, like the shelves, they're gonna be barren. You're not gonna be able to walk into a store and get food anymore. It's gonna get so bad, you're gonna have to wait online, and you're gonna have to get your food rationed out to you. Like here, you got how many people in your household? They're gonna give you, maybe you just a box of just necessities. You're not gonna have no cakes, no cupcakes, no cookies. It's just gonna be, you know, rice, wheat, stuff like that, and that's gonna have to stretch you until, you know, however long it is, a month, a week, until you can come back again and restock. It's about to get real out here. And then even that's gonna come to an end.
And the trumpet shall give a sound which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against one another, fight against another like enemies. The earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So there's going to be period of dystopia, societal collapse.
But the top wicked elite, they want it to be so. This isn't just by coincidence. Like you said in the beginning, if they wanted to cut the food stamps back on, they got it. The money's there. Shit, the money that is, it's not real. You know, it's just a number on the screen. But again, they want it this way. They want you people to completely crash out, so they can fulfill their NWO system.
Yep. So that they're justified.
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they turned the food stamps back on after a while. But it's just gonna come with the stipulations like they originally intended. But even then, like, that's still gonna have an effect on people. Like abiding by those stipulations, that's gonna be difficult. It's not gonna be like the old days, how it used to be. Verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation, the end of your worlds. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. The hearts of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. So that's talking about the elect, the ones that make it out of those times, that get saved.
This is Matthew 24:4. There was more than that?
Yeah. Verse 27, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. The truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. So, once the elect get saved, that's when they're going to be able to fulfill their destiny. They're going to be able to assert themselves in the power seat over this world. And that's the kingdom of heaven for you. And that's why they don't want us to make it. They don't want us to live.
They know once we come up, they come down. They know that. The people in power that really call the shots, they know what's up. They know who they are biblically, and they know who we are biblically. They know our fate, and they know theirs.
And all things come to an end regardless. So they figure oppressing us and putting up a fight is the least that they can do.
Like they're about to offset prophecy.
Yeah.
But that's the pride of Esau. He thinks he has a say in the matter. Like he thinks he can impose his will on the Lord.
But you know, they rule like how we would rule, with a rod of iron, pursuing the Revelation 2 and 26. So when we get our turn, man, it's not gonna be looking good.
Render unto thee double. This is Matthew 24:4. It says, for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. You know, we out here, we got all the answers. We could give you the rundown on what Esau is doing. The people that just out here, just not in the know, don't know what's going on, they're about to be taken by Esau's deception. But we peep the whole play. Like, we see it. Like, he's gonna try and call an audible. We see that too. Like, you really can't finesse us. You're not gonna pull a fast one on us, make it seem like something is what it isn't. But these people here just walking up and down the street, drinking their Coronas. Like, they don't know what's going on. Celebrating Halloween. Like, they're completely out the loop. That was the last piece.
So you got anything you want to close out with? So yeah, I really want to see what's gonna happen next. Seems like every goddamn week or two, there's something new. That's 10.
He playing too. He playing too.
He's playing
too. 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 27. It says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous. Let me start up a little more. This is 2nd Ezra 4. I start at the 25th verse. It says, what will he then do unto his name whereby we are called? Of these things have I asked. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel.
Yeah, the more you search, the more you'll be excited. Because knowledge is power.
It says, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come.
Yeah, like the kingdom of heaven, this new covenant, spiritual power, riches, glory,
chariots.
right?
Like all of this is above people's mind. Like they can't even think on this stuff. The Lord didn't open them up to it. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. See, it's not yet come, but it will come.
Yeah, the evil has sown.
It's here.
Like these are the evil days that we're living in.
Right, it's here.
All we really waiting for is the last 3 prophecies.
Yeah, the evil is sown, but soon it's getting ready to get harvested, you know? It's not that time yet, but soon. It says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. And that's the kingdom of heaven. That's sown with good.
So if this shit don't stop, this shit don't come to an end,
Right.
then the kingdom of heaven is not gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is, this is gonna come to an end.
You motherfuckers want to stay here in
And there's
this
nothing that anybody can do to stop it.
at all.
You can't fight the future.
Right.
So with that, we're gonna wrap it up. Shalom.
Shalom.
Until next time.